You like my tuxedo T-shirt? Oh, I'm wearing the wrong hat. This is the hat we want right here.
Oh yeah, yeah. We got to display Cindy.
That's right. This is kind of like the follow-up of last week's interview. You're the one that got her.
Yeah.
Like the follow-up of last week's interview. You're the one that got her. The follow-up of last week. I should.
Is anybody gonna come in? Or we gonna be by ourselves? Uh-oh. Or Joshua.
We'll kind of wait for the people to roll in. I think we can get to about 10 people. We can probably get going. Here we go.
We might get a couple people in here.
Oh, you know what I mean?
It just started raining too.
Hold on, let me turn the volume down on my computer here.
Or Cindy.
There we go.
A Farini. I think that's Fat Cat.
Yep.
It's just Joshua.
That's all it is, just Joshua. What's up, Joshua? Northern Fishing's here. All right. Travis is gonna pour some weights for us, guys. A little bonus content here. He's gonna show us how he makes homemade weights. I'm pretty excited about this.
Oh, I'll have to move this camera around if they want to actually see it, but
that's up to you.
Let me see which mold I got here.
All right. Oh, you do like penny weights?
Yeah, these are coin sinkers.
Okay.
Now I've also got started raining out there. I've got this one too. It's the 3, 4, and 5 no rolls.
Okay.
The thing about these that I don't like making is you got to use this stupid thing in them to get the holes in them. I don't like it. It's annoying. But I actually may start going to the no rolls because I don't think they hang up as bad.
Yeah. I kind of want to make like weights have like that are double-ended. I don't know if that makes any sense. They've got like a thing that you can tie to on this end, and then a thing that you can put the hook onto on that end, like a swivel maybe or whatever. I think that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that way you don't have that weight going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Because that weight will break your line eventually.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially with like braid. Like one of the weights I really like that I use has got like a rubber coating on it, so the braid doesn't get frayed at all from the weight. Pretty cool. It's actually it's a curtain weight is what it is. It's for curtains.
Okay, here's what we're looking at, people. This is actually a simple setup here. If I can move this camera. And I use the electric, always heat your mold up. But there's the, that thing's just got like a burner under it. And you can just pick it up. It's heavy as crap though. Of course it's full of lead, but after you get your lead in there, you want to scrape your slag out of it. As you can see, I done pulled a bunch out right there. If you can see it over there. See all that slag there?
Yeah.
But here we'll pour one. This mold's probably still cold, but we'll see if we can get it in the camera here. Well, let's see what we're pouring. Let's pour a corn single first. They're easier. Let's do a 5. I need some 5, so put your little keeper in there or whatever.
Now you just do one at a time, or are you going to do multiple at the same time?
Well, I'm just wanting 5 ounce, so this is a 5 and 6 ounce.
Okay, I see.
If they don't want to come out, try pecking them. make sure you got at least one glove. You do not want to grab one of these.
If it's your first time, let's do 2 gloves.
Yeah, probably best idea. Take your leftover. You pulled off the end of it.
Oh, look at that. If you guys haven't figured it out, we're still
There's
gonna
your weight.
interview Travis, but he was in the middle of making weights. I said, let's go ahead and do that. He said, yeah, let's do it. So he's gonna show us how he makes weights, homemade weights first, and we'll get to the interview. But I thought this was pretty cool little bonus content here. Thank you, Travis.
Yeah, it's always fun to watching the weight stuff.
For sure. I saw Grease. I don't know if you were there. I think you were there. Grease released to the Grease was trying to make homemade weights the other day for the first time, and it didn't go well on him.
I actually tried to make some. They've got little. If you ever bought little candles, they've got little aluminum things at the bottom of them.
Yep.
And I was thinking them would be great for weights, like round weights.
You think so?
And you could actually bend some wire and just stick them in there and pour the lead in it. And I was like, that's a good idea.
Okay.
So I tried it, and it didn't work so good. And I was thinking, okay, maybe I can just drill holes through the lead.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you would think, okay, lead's soft, you can just drill right through it. No, when you start drilling it, it melts and just seizes your bit.
Yep.
It does not work.
I could see that. I was actually contemplating an idea of making like concrete weights. Have you ever tried that before?
No, it should work though, as long as it don't get around your line.
Yeah, well, I would do it in like a kind of a stone type circular mold, so it'd look like a natural stone, but then have like a swivel in it or whatever.
Right.
I mean, they probably break if they hit anything hard, though.
I'd probably use cement.
Yeah. Cement would work pretty good. Look at there. And then how do you get that excess off? You just pull it off real quick?
You want to get it off pretty quick, just twist it and come right
Okay.
off.
All right.
Do not splash this lead, people. It's not a good idea.
Yeah, don't pour any on your bare skin.
No. It's just gonna keep burning right to the bone, probably.
Oh God. That's the idea of it.
So we'll make one more of them, and we'll go to the other ones. They're weird. This right here is a lifesaver too. Wax.
Now what's that for?
It will actually help keep it sticking from the mold. You can just rub a little bit on there when it's hot.
Gotcha.
And it helps a whole lot with this thing here when we do the no rolls.
Now, does this save you a lot of money, or does it just give you more customizable weights that you like?
Well, it does save a lot of money doing these because making your own weights, if you're especially with us, you'll see us snagging up all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
so if you go buy one of these weights, and most of the time, the only thing you can find really is the no rolls in like the Walmarts or places. But these here, I don't know what's everybody paying for a 5 ounce. I bet they know in chat.
Does anyone know what
a 5 ounce weight sinker
from? Say, I don't even think Walmart sells them. I think you'd have to get.
I don't think they do either.
You'd have to get them from a specialty tackle shop or something, or order them on Amazon. The cheapest, aside from making it yourself. I could Google it real quick. Let me give it a Google.
Now my buddies, they ended up. Nobody was wanting to make weights, and there's a bunch of us around here that. But anyway, somebody ended up with all the stuff and lead, and nobody wanted to make weights. So that's ended up how I ended up with everything doing weights. And I think they mostly drag and stuff now, so they have to have the dragon weights and all that. So
Heck, I'm having a hard time even finding the 5 ounce weights on Amazon, especially for
yeah, I mean
throwing weights like that.
yeah.
I mean, the closest I do like pyramid weights. Let me scroll to the next page here.
But it's hard to find what you really want. And I like the weights with the sinker slides because he can take off with that line, especially if you're running clickers or whatever.
Okay, I found it.
Yeah.
$23 for a set of 5 of them on Amazon, which is probably as cheap as it gets. $23 for 5 of them.
See, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Yep.
I could lose 5 of them in one night, and that's $20 gone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Easily. I'm constantly buying weights now. I do save quite a bit because this bait shop I go to, he orders these curtain weights, and so he sells them to me for 50 cents a piece, and I like those a lot. They're also coated with like a rubber, so they don't grind. I use braided lines, so it doesn't grind that at all or fray it.
And I will actually.
Oh, there's Bearded Viking. What's up, man?
I'll make a video sometimes of making them or whatever, short or whatever, and people ask me, "Do I sell them?" No, I don't sell them.
You should.
If my friends or something need some, I'll make them some and give them to them. If I was going to sell them, I'd have to go hunt lead all the time.
Right. I mean, you could just
Plus,
buy
you got to deal with shipping and lead. It's so heavy.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Okay, we're going to let this one heat up a minute. I'm just going to put it right on top of the, we'll put a little bit more lead in there, and we'll show you how hot this is. And what I've done with these, if you'll notice, the back of them, I actually melted some of these, actually, I think it was. I don't know what kind of lead this is, but it's lead. It's got a hole in it. Somebody in chat probably knows what it is. And I've got these that says it's something on. I think these was actually zinc or something or another. Might be solder. I don't know.
I think where a good place is to get a hold of lead.
Out of the bottom of a sailboat.
Yeah.
But anyway, what you want to melt it down and make it smaller so they'll melt quicker. So what I done was I used my mold. And after I poured it all, I just made little ones like that.
Okay.
Because they're a lot thinner. And here's what happens when you put them in there.
Look at her.
And that just didn't sink, it melted.
Yep. All right. Where did you get all your molds?
It's like I said, I got lucky, and my buddies and them, they had all this stuff gathered up, and they was passing it around. Nobody was wanting to make lead, so I ended up with molds, all kinds of molds.
Okay.
Hang on a second. See what I mean?
Oh my goodness.
But I ended up with a bunch of molds. We've got okay, that's the round ones. That's some 6 and 8 no rolls.
Hey, can I see that one again?
The 6 and 8.
Yeah. So that can you?
See how
I
it looks
wonder
black?
if you could
Somebody
put
used
like
a
a
torch.
piece of steel right through that, and then meld the lead
Yeah,
right
this
over
is
top
how it
of it.
works. This is how it works.
Okay. Well, what I'm wondering is, could you put like, say, a steel leader in there and meld it right to the steel leader, so you can tie the steel leader with the weight right on. You know what I'm saying?
That
Or
would
would the
work.
steel leader
Actually,
not?
you could crimp it. Yeah, you could crimp it. You could run it through there. Well, only thing you got to worry about, as long as it's that big,
Right.
because the lead will actually seep out through these if it's not that big.
Right. Hmm.
That's where your wax comes in at. You want to
Right.
wax these before you stick them through there.
Well, if you found like a steel leader that was the same gauge as that, I wouldn't even wax it. I'd just leave it hooked to the lead. 'Cause that's the
Right,
kind of weight I want, and I can't seem to find anything like that anywhere where it's just you're basically tying the weight right onto the line on one side. Yeah, yeah, like that
right.
there. Yep. And then you would clip the hook onto a swivel or whatever you call it on the other side. Thank you, Matthew. Which fish, Anthony? I've caught a lot of fish, and I don't ever weigh my fish, so I wouldn't know. But if we Googled the inches, we could guess the average weight of a fish by species in inches. But when you just randomly ask me about that fish, I have no idea.
Now, if you end up with one of these and you ended up with a cold mold,
Yeah.
what you want to do is just take and this one's not real hot, but it's kind of hot. I had it on there for a minute. Hang on a second. I think I'll do the 5. I don't know. I'll do the well. I'm not trying to put a bunch of them in there. We got some more of them over there. Oh, let me turn hands around here a little bit.
Oh, the carp. The carp wasn't. I thought it was going to be my PB, but it wasn't even close. That was a 31-inch carp. So if I were to Google that, I can Google it right now. And it'll tell me the approximate weight. Uh, so Google is telling me that carp would have weighed 31 pounds. Wait a minute. No, that's wrong. Hold on.
Would have weighed 400 pounds.
Yes, it was a 400-pound carp. I technically broke the world record on carp there. Hold on. Let me find the right site. Is that's not there? It is. There it is.
Whenever you first put that wax in there, see how it makes them all wavy?
Yeah. I mean, that don't matter. We're not doing this for
Yeah.
aesthetics.
It's going up in the lake anyway.
Yep. Okay, I'm stuck in like a loop here. All right. God darn it. Yeah, I do this so much on my phone that it would already know, but now I'm trying to do it on the computer and it's pulling up a whole bunch of sites I'm not familiar with. There we go.
If you get all these little things, you open the
So I'm
pack up,
15-pound carp.
put them in a plastic bottle.
That seems accurate. I'd say it was probably about 15 pounds. That's what it felt like too. All right, sorry about that. It set me off on a tangent.
What do you mean I'm a big kid, Cindy?
She doesn't know.
I don't know what she's talking about. Life's my playground.
There you go. I like that.
Okay. There's one thing I've figured out in life, and that is if somebody else can do it, you can do it.
Facts. Except calculus.
Well, that may be a whole different video. But my grandson better learn calculus because I think he's going to have to go to summer school for it before he goes to college. He's got to get it up a little bit. I don't know if it's calculus or not, though.
Well, from what I understand, the only reason you'd ever need to know calculus is if you were going to fly a plane.
Well, he's going to the military, so.
Well, you might have to fly a plane then, so maybe you should learn some calculus.
But he's going to the Army, so I don't know how many planes they have. I'm sure they got some.
You jump out of planes. If the pilot dies, you might need to know how to fly it. So.
That's true.
Yeah. Wouldn't hurt. Wouldn't hurt.
Nope.
Hey, Billy Bob. Hey, Joshua. Cindy. Jackson. Hitch by Hitch. The other
What are you
Josh.
doing, Hit? Billy Bob? Patrick? Matthew? Georgie Buds?
JR Buds.
I missed somebody there, I think. Silly Simon. I can barely read it.
Emmy.
Emmykins.
That's my wife. She'll probably. I'll make her come with next year when we come visit you guys again. Actually, you're saying the big blues hit in the wintertime? Maybe I'll come down this winter.
Mm-hmm.
I might come down this winter. Get out of Wisconsin for a minute. I might see if I can make.
What the best thing about the wintertime is that the water's way down.
Yep.
And the back coves are a little bit warmer, so they will come back there. Your bait's going to be back in the back coves normally. And then your bigger fish are going to come back in there and eat.
Right.
I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be. Always, you just never know.
So Drill and Chill wants
But
to know, what's the longest weight making session you've had, hour wise? 2, 3, 4, 8?
we're making weights. We got to have something to weight this channel down.
Yeah. I was waiting for him to finish making weights before I started the interview. Should I just start the interview?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right.
Let's do it.
So here we go, guys. We're gonna get the interview started now. I just wanted to see him make those weights for a minute there. Okay. So in his description, I love his channel description because it actually reminds me of mine a little bit. This channel is going to be me and my friends doing what we love. Hope you all enjoy the channel. Life is short. Do what you love. Thanks for watching, and God bless you all. Short, sweet, beautiful, beautiful channel description. So Travis has almost 500,000 views, over 8,000 subscribers, and his channel's got quiet. The last thing I've seen was about a month ago. He put this little heartbeat when fishing thing. Other than that, I don't think he's done anything in about 11 months. So his channel's gotten pretty quiet. Travis, would you like to explain why you've kind of gone silent on your channel after all that success?
Well, that's not. Subscribers are easy to get. Subscribers are easy. You can
Right.
throw 1,000 shorts out there and you will get subscribers.
Right.
Now, when it comes to, it's like the channel. The no BS stuff came from, let's start there. It came from the local tournaments to where there was always something that was bullcrap.
Okay.
It was always some bullcrap in the local tournaments. And this is how the no BS started. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna run my own tournaments.
Okay.
It's gonna pay out 100%. There's not gonna be none of this little cut and 20%, and then at the end it goes toward this, and then there's question of, okay, did how much money there was or whatever. Whatever money came in that tournament that day, it went out in that tournament.
Gotcha.
And I did them for a while. It was a good turnout. We get 15, 20 votes. Everybody liked them because they was 100% payout. And if
Right.
your fish didn't swim away from the ramp, I don't care who you was or whatever, you would be disqualified. You had to take care of your fish.
Gotcha.
So then I started doing some benefit tournaments. We did quite a few of them, like for anybody that we knew that just needed money, like for somebody died or they was sick or whatever. We would throw a tournament and it would be like 50% of all the tournament went to them. And of course, most of the people that won ended up donating it back to it anyway.
Right.
And there was people we knew and everything. And I kind of just got out of doing the tournament thing because I was watching, and there's just there's always some controversy, no matter where you go.
Right.
I don't care if you walk to the store and back there's a controversy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but if I did one today, it would have to be somebody for that I really knew. We did one a few years ago for Ricky Dean. We call him the Ricky Dean, the fishing machine.
Yeah.
He's older. He was a captain
Too, doesn't he?
in Florida on the ocean, and he moved up here, and he had to have a bunch of surgeries, and he was out of work, and we ended up raising like $4,000 for him. But it has to be something that is pretty much closer to me before I'll get involved in it. So then I started getting into the YouTube a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured, okay, I'll name it No BS Catfishing. And that's where the No BS Catfishing came from.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Because I'm pretty straightforward. if I don't like something, then I just don't like it. Or really, I mean, that's just
Right.
the way it is. I'm not going to bull crap around the bush with you. Um, you know, there's no sense in it.
Right.
But that's where it came from. And the channel, I actually started Cindy out playing with it on my channel. If you'll go back, you'll see some skipjack videos
Yep.
of Cindy catching skipjack on my channel. And I think I called it the Skipjack Cindy Show.
Okay.
And that's how she was created because we was having fun doing it.
Yeah.
And of course, we still have fun.
Yep.
And I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as you grow, anybody that does YouTube or whatever, you still, I don't care what you do. Like I said, if you walk to the store and back, there's going to be some kind of something.
Yep.
So we went through all that stuff and multiple times, really. But that's how she was created, and that's how come my channel, it sits there waiting for, like there was a couple years ago, I think there was a real big channel, over 100,000 subscribers, and they just demonetized him and basically shut him down.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Dave one day, Dave Houseman, Catfish Dave, and that's how come he did his backup channel, Catfish Are Cool. I think it's Catfish Are Cool or something like that.
So wait,
Because at any given moment,
Catfish Dave? You know Dave like that? You know
oh
Catfish
yeah,
Dave like that? Could you get him to
yeah,
do my show? He wouldn't do my show, would he? Could you get Catfish Dave to do my Chumming It Up with Fishy show?
I doubt it.
Yeah, me too. He's too big.
He's
I get
not.
it.
He's
That's
not.
fair.
He's not like that.
Yeah.
That's like we was fishing down Caney Creek one night, and I don't know if he was flipping on YouTube and he seen that we was live,
Yeah.
and he stopped by. He said, "I thought that was you." And if you'll look back, we made a video. I got him to come over.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I got him to get on on the live. And Catfish Dave, I don't know if it's the live or whatever. I think he's kind of shy, maybe when it comes to lives.
Yeah.
And when he got in the camera, he says, "Do you happen to have any Grey Poupon?" So we made a short out of it, and I put, "Was this really Catfish Dave?"
Right.
But me and him sat and talked for hours.
Yeah.
I mean, but there's a lot of people that don't like Catfish Dave because, he'll get on Facebook and act crazy and stuff. But if you meet him in person or something, he's just like us.
Yeah. Yeah. He's still a person at the end of the day.
But I mean, it's like everywhere else. It's always something or another somewhere.
Right.
But we use my channel as basically a backup channel. I mean, it's got 8,000 subscribers, and we could probably go live on it, I don't know, a week or two, and it be monetized. And there's another channel if something was to ever happen to Cindy's.
Right. Right. That's smart. I might have to start.
But we've also got Catfish Cindy.
Yeah.
And I've not been working it a lot. We try to do it for long-term or long-form video. But I'll tell you what, the long-form video editing, man,
I know.
it's a job.
No.
And keeping up with her channel now, just her
Yeah.
channel alone, is a job in itself for both of us.
I'm down
Because
to one long form a month is all I'm doing now. Just one a month.
that's not a bad idea right there.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's what I'm gonna
and maybe
do.
I need to do that with Catfish Cindy. But what's the what Grill and Chill say? Drill and Chill?
Oh,
What's
he
the
said,
what?
longest weight making session you've had, like 2 hours, 3 hours. How long
Oh,
will
I
you
don't. The longest wait.
Yeah, how long?
don't know. Me and Cindy, we did a lot of weights one night live. I mean, I'll make them sometimes just when I need them.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's like sitting here. We've been sitting here and made 6 weights. I'll make some more here a little bit, but the lead's hot, so it's ready to go.
All right. Don't let me stop
We
you.
just make them for personal use, really.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. My night. You can do cool. I don't know if you noticed. My Nightbot does cool things. People can fish in the chat. They can cast in the chat, and then they'll pull up random fish. It's kind of cool. My wife just did that.
They can do what?
They can type exclamation point cast, and then Nightbot will be like, so and so casted out and caught, and then they'll say some kind of random fish. So people can fish in my chat when I'm on live.
Well, that's cool.
Right? My wife set all that up. She's
So who's
smart
got the
as a whip.
biggest so far? Let me see if I can count a
That's
little
the
bit.
intention. Uh, I mean, JR Buds just caught a trophy sturgeon. that's probably big.
Hey, did you see Hurting for Sturgeon? He went live earlier, and
No,
I think he just went live while they hooked up.
dang it. I do. I want to.
I'm wondering if that.
Someday.
I'm wondering if that could be a new thing. Really,
What's that?
if you think about it, I mean, when you're catfishing and everything, and you've got a live going,
Yeah.
I mean, it's continuous. But apparently, he was going live only whenever they hooked up, and then he ended it right after the catch.
Well, see, here's what I have to say about that. I think that's a little weird because if you just want to see someone catch a fish, then just watch long form videos of people catching fish. You know what I mean? It's all edited.
That's true.
But if you want the experience
But I'm
of waiting and anticipating to see what they might or might not catch that day, then you watch the whole live. That's what I think it's all about.
but I'm wondering if that could be a new trend.
It could be, but you're kind of cutting off your own feet there because you're not getting as many watch hours. You know what I mean, and all that kind of jazz.
That is true. Yeah, that's true.
And like I said, if you just want to see someone catch fish, just watch their long form videos. Then, All right, let's move on to the next questions. Obviously, as I say to every guest, I'm going to know the answers to a lot of these, but I put them out there for other people in the chat and future people that might watch this. So, where are you from? And what bodies of water do you like to fish?
I'm actually originally from Blount County, but I live about 30 minutes north of Knoxville now.
All right.
And of course, the Tennessee River, the upper Tennessee River.
Yep.
So it's always blues, and I don't know. I kind of look at it different anymore when I go fishing. It's whatever you can catch. Whatever will pick that bait up.
Right.
It's kind of like last night. We didn't expect Cindy to catch that striper, about a 15-pound striper, but there it was. Huh?
She caught a striper on cut bait?
Yeah, they'll pick it up quite often, actually.
You think that's Travis? You will never believe what I caught a northern pike on yesterday. I don't know if you heard about it. In my live, I had some corn out for some carp.
Did you is that the short that you put out?
I did just put a short out of that. Yeah. I caught a
earlier. Yeah, I've seen the short.
Can you believe that? And I mean, it wasn't snagged. Like that hook was in its mouth. It was eating corn, Travis. Yeah. Can you believe that?
It's weird what they will eat.
Yeah. My mind is
we actually caught a flathead on corn.
I've heard that.
And we was actually shocked. I don't know. I think they just I don't know. Sometimes it's just an opportunity thing, maybe, or maybe they're just that hungry.
Yeah. Or, I mean, it smells sweet. It's bright and colorful.
Yeah.
Just about any fish would be like, what the hell? I'll take a nip out of it. Because they don't have fingers. So they can't grab it and touch it and be like, what is this? So they got to bite it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. That's crazy, though. That's like I've ended up catching a paddlefish on cut bait.
Well, that is a
He,
snag.
no, it wasn't no snag.
It was a snag. Paddlefish are filter feeders. They don't eat like regular fish. They just swim around with
Well,
their
he
mouth
sucked.
and
Let's
collect
put it this way:
microscopic
he sucked
bacteria.
it up. He
Yeah,
sucked it up in his mouth.
right.
So I caught him. But
All
I'm
right.
gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. Never, ever put one of them things in your boat after you catch it.
Oh, I bet not.
That thing will shit all in your boat and
Oh,
make you puke. They stink like no other.
oh my God! I never even thought of
It's
that.
bad. Yeah, it is bad.
Oh my God.
I mean, we was both hanging over the side of the boat about to puke our guts out. It stunk so bad.
Yeah, that sounds rough. I think in Wisconsin we're not even allowed to take them out of the water. So, like if we snag one, I think we're supposed to get in the water and unhook it in the water. So,
I think I remember you saying something about that, which
yeah.
is kind of crazy getting in the water. You know, some places you just can't get in the water.
Right, right. It's like, what do you do? Are you gonna cut the line or what? But
Yeah.
yeah, they're just trying to protect them. I think they really want people to just not, because there are people that go and
Yeah,
purposely.
they
You know what I mean?
yeah, that's what it is.
So, all right. Do you remember either the first fish you ever caught, or like what's your oldest memory of catching a fish, as far back as you can remember?
Now I'm gonna assume it's a bluegill, but I'll
Right.
tell you, my daddy fished, and I was probably at the lake from probably before I could fish. I
Okay.
remember going to a little dock, and which is actually a good story. Well, it's a bad story and a good story both. And I
Let's
was
hear it.
probably, I don't know, I might have been 5 or 6 years old. And I had a little sister, or got a little sister who's 2 years younger than me, and she was on the dock and fell in.
Oh no.
Well, she can't swim. Mom can't swim,
What?
but mom dives in after
Okay.
her. So then here goes dad. He jumps in to save both of them. So everybody turned out okay, but yeah, it was crazy. So I have to say a bluegill on that one, but yeah, that's about as far as back. It's probably a shock memory.
Yeah.
You know what I'm fishing, but yeah, we used to always fish.
Did your mom and sister learn how to swim after that?
Mom still does not know how to swim. Now, me and my sister and older brother, when we was probably, I don't know, 10, 12, and 14, something like that. My older brother was probably 14. We're 2 years apart. We ended up living next to a lake, and we actually learned to swim, and mom didn't know it.
Okay.
So she came down to the bridge where we always swim. There was a rope swing and everything. You see, we've actually been fishing down there
Okay.
and talked about the tree that got cut down and everything that had the rope swing on it. And we jump off the bridge. Well, she goes into this panic attack, hollering and everything, because she didn't know we knew how to swim. She didn't jump in
Did you
that
jump in
time, but
again? Jump in to save you guys?
not that time.
Not they're old enough. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, but I wished I'd have known though when I was like at that age. I was probably 10 at that time. How big the catfish was, because actually that's a great catfish spot at
Yeah.
certain times of the year anyway. And the I'm gonna say one of my best and worst memories was there was this church on the side of the hill, and the water went up around the church into a creek. And I had my fishing rod. I'd go down there fishing religiously. And I figured, well, I'm gonna go over at church and go back in there.
Get
And I've got my rod and
just get him out of here.
but I go over there, and I'm along the bank at a tree line. and I've got some worms, and I kind of dangle my line down there, my worm down there at that bank, and all of a sudden something just slams my rod over and breaks my rod or breaks my line, not my rod. And I'm thinking, what the crap?
I don't even
And I
want
should
to
have.
get screen name. Just get SI Diaries completely out of here, please. Here, I'll do it.
Flounder Pounder got him.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Flounder Pounder. I'm sorry,
But
Travis.
oh, that's okay. We're used to it on Cindy's.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and I didn't have no more hooks. I was just going fishing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like 10. And it was the worst and I guess the best memory that there was because I knew there was something in that lake that could snap my line right in two.
Right.
But I still never did know what it was. And
Yes.
after the years went by, I finally figured out it was probably one nesting guarding the nest.
Travis, you just gave me an idea. I'm going to add that to the fishing questions. Do you remember the first time a fish snapped off your line? I think that's
A good question.
moment. That's a moment right
Yeah.
there. That first time a fish
Yeah.
snaps your line when you're a little kid and you're like, oh, there's a monster in here. I got to get a bigger line. I got to get a bigger pole. I got to figure out what this is.
Exactly.
Yep. I like that.
It was a fun living next to the lake though.
Yeah, that's a blessing, man. I wish I lived.
But of course, I became a teenager and I didn't fish as much. And of course, then you got cars and girls and all that stuff. And like I said, I'd still fish some, but not as much. So it was years later. I probably fished for the big catfish for probably the last 10, 12 years.
Once you catch big ones, man, it's hard to get back at. I mean, you still enjoy catching little ones too, especially because you know at that point, half the time you're bait fishing for the bait for the big ones anyway. You know, and then along the way while you're catching bait. I mean, today I went out to get some bluegill, and I caught so many bass. I was getting mad every time I caught a bass.
You still enjoyed it though.
I did.
You can't say you didn't. It's like, dang, quit biting. I want this one.
Right. I want the little ones. Stop it, you bass.
Now, it seems like this happens every year to me. That I feel like I've almost got to learn fishing again all over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know with the Tennessee River, it's like last year. I think it was last year the big floods in North Carolina or wherever it was.
Yeah.
It changes everything. It could have the effect of you'll hear people saying about the skipjack and everything this year. They're hard to catch.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder if it was because of the flood and it moved everything around because that way all the regular spots are not regular spots no more.
Yeah, rivers are always changing. Rivers are always changing. I mean, so it's funny that one spot I fished to death now. I probably in the last 3 weeks caught like 50 plus catfish in this one spot. And I had gone out there on a day. I'd originally gone to another catfish spot, but I wasn't getting phone reception there. So I tried this spot and I was like, well, this is a really pretty spot, but I never catch any fish here. Well, then I started catching catfish there. And now I've caught like 50 catfish in that spot that I swore I wasn't going to get a darn thing in, you know? So
it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
When you find a spot like that and they just seem to be gathered up.
Yep. I mean, one thing that's nice about the channel catfish, at least on my local river, is I always say there's really no bad spot on that river because the channel cats go up and down. They patrol that whole river all day long. And so if you just stay at one spot long enough, they'll come to your spot. They'll be there eventually. You know, it's just a matter of when will they be there. But that's channel catfish. I don't know anything about blues. Thank you for getting me on 2 blues, by the way.
Hopefully the next time we'll get you on a big one.
Yes, sir. I mean, you could tell by my excitement. I thought that 7-pounder was glorious.
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah,
the excitement for me anymore, the excitement of seeing somebody get excited about that fish, that is a
Right.
drive for me.
Yeah.
That is like the ultimate. It's like
It's
Shannon, we put her on her biggest blue, and that's Shannon again fishing, which I never can find her when I look her up.
oh,
AJ, uh, AJ's Adventures. She ended up getting a 30 something. Uh,
wow.
and that was like her third catfish, I think. We actually put her on a 19 pounder, I think, the time before, which was
Oh,
her
wow.
PB. And then the next time she came, she ended up getting a 30 something pounder. So that excitement though is there's nothing like being able to give somebody that excitement.
Right.
Nothing
Right.
like it.
Agreed. Speaking of which, what's your PB? What's the biggest fish you've ever caught, Travis?
93.
93. Hold on. Give me a minute to just think about that. Jesus. Is it on your channel? I did see a really big cat on your channel.
um yeah, we actually put a short on my channel
Is the
I think
most recent one?
yesterday. I think it was yesterday we put one on there, the first one. I think it was.
Yeah, there it is right there. My PB. It's got 59 views. That is a ridiculous catfish. That thing is
But
out.
it was a crazy day. There's I've never had a day like that fishing. It's like that lifetime that you fish all your life for a day like that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just that 93. We had spill gates going, and we was below Watts Bar Dam. We had spill gates going. We had generators going, and the current, we was on the generator side in about 5 mile an hour current.
Oh my
And we
God.
had the troll motor going. And Michael, he had a new boat, so it was equipped with everything. It had the back seats, all that stuff.
Right.
And what was crazy is, man, I that day I ended up catching a 93, at least two 60s,
Oh my God.
several 50s. We wasn't weighing them when they got down there, but then all kind of anywhere from 20 to 40 pounds. I mean, we fished from 1 o'clock probably till
3 pounds? That's crazy.
but
Even
for
fish.
about 4 hours we fished, and by the time we was done, I'm telling you, my arms felt like noodles. I didn't want to reel another fish in.
Yeah,
That's how crazy it was.
that's how I felt when I caught that big sturgeon last fall. I was like, my arms were like lead. I was like, I'm done. I don't want to fish no more. I ain't got nothing left.
And I'll tell you what, I wished that we had a filmed all that.
Yeah.
But the thing about it was back then that was before YouTube, and we didn't want nobody to know where we was at all.
Oh, okay.
Because if we put pictures out of where we was at, there was going to be about 20 boats down there.
Sure. Yep.
And the way they was stacked up in there, you don't want the pay lakers and all that to come down there and catch all them big fish and take them to a pay lake somewhere.
Wow.
But that was
Yeah,
my best day ever.
go check out Travis's latest short with his PB catfish. Just the picture alone is just insane. That's a crazy looking fish, man. 93, you said? 93 pounds?
Yeah,
Wow.
it was insane. We do actually have a little bit of video releasing it, I think.
Yeah.
And on the gunnel wall, I think them gunnel walls was about, I don't know, about that wide. About that wide. It was on a some limited Arga or something. Pretty good sized boat. And I mean, you just see him laying up there on the gunnel wall before we put him in. I had a glove on that was about like this one here, and I
Yeah.
had, whenever I put him down in there, he was crushing my hand.
Oh,
He had
yeah.
such a bite force. I mean, he was just crushing it.
Those two little ones I caught when I came to visit you, I wasn't even thinking about it. And I stuck my hand in there like it was a largemouth bass, you know? And afterwards, I was
Yeah,
like, man, why are my thumbs all ground up? Oh, yeah, the catfish was chewing the hell out of my fingers, wasn't he? but I was just too
Yeah.
excited to use my brain and all. I never hold catfish like that. I never hold channel cats like that. I always hold them, by the belly or in the tail and
Scenic
whatnot. But
City, it's no BS catfishing.
Scenic City, I'm still waiting on your email, man. I want to get you on this interview.
Scenic been catching some fish now. He's right down there in Chattanooga, I think.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, Real of Life. I don't know if you follow him. I had him on a
Yeah.
couple weeks back, and he told me I
Yeah.
need to
I
get.
actually watched it. Yeah.
Yep, yep. All right, where are we at here? All right, so I think it's safe to say your favorite fish is probably blue cats, right? Is that your favorite
Yeah. I
cats?
mean, yeah. I mean, I love the fight that they give. I would like the stripers. I like
Mm-hmm.
catching the stripers, but the problem with catching the stripers is how easily they die.
Oh, sure.
Uh, yeah, like last night or yesterday, I guess it might right at darks when we caught that one. We had to get him back in the water real quick, and Cindy just kind of throwed him in there a little bit, and the first thing he does is go belly up.
Oh,
So I had to get him and hold him upright for a few minutes there before he'll swim off.
yeah.
Because I mean, we've been downriver from the dam before catfishing, and them guides be up there catching them stripers for letting the people catch them and stuff, and
Right.
we just see them floating down the river.
Oh
The
man.
guides kill their own business because they don't
Right.
take care of their fish, or they keep them out. They get all the pictures and all this for their clients,
I mean, if you're
whatever.
gonna do that,
I
at
mean,
least either A, eat it, or B, flay it up for cut bait. You know what I mean? That's what I
yeah,
do. I took a carp
exactly.
last night. That big carp. I forgot my tape measure. And I wanted to measure it, and I was like, well, I'll just keep it and I'll cut it up for cut bait at least. So I got a freezer full of carp cut bait now. You know, because I'm not going to eat it. Although I should try carp one of these days. Get around to that. All right. So what tactics, what baits do you use to catch blue catfish then?
Skipjack or
Skip.
any other bait that white bass. The best way to catch the catfish though is now our go-to bait is always skipjack. But during the winter, they seem to like gizzard shad or white bass better.
Okay.
I'm
Whole
not
lot.
sure exactly,
What are we talking?
huh?
Like whole, alive, or dead? Cut up?
Uh, just cut bait. The blues, I think the blues actually prefer the cut bait.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now the flatheads, a lot of people will use the live.
Yep.
We probably caught more flatheads on just cut bait than live. We usually don't do live. It's just
Okay.
too hard to keep live.
It
If we
is. It is.
catch a gizzard shad or something and all of a sudden just throw it out there, then yeah, leave it live. But
That's
live bait. Now, if you've got striper in your water, if you can get a gizzard shad or catch a skipjack right out of the lake or have them live and put them
yeah.
on a balloon and let them swim around out there, that's amazing to watch one of them stripers kill it and then come back and engulf it.
Okay.
Cindy actually got the experience of doing that
Okay.
because I told her because I knew the stripers was coming in the back coves and we was right at a bridge. And I knew they was coming in there because I know a lot of people that fish for them. And I told her, I said, "Well, go down there and catch me a skipjack, and then we'll put your balloon out there because you want to catch a striper. She always want to catch a striper."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "We'll put one out there." Well, about an hour and a half later, she's actually holding the rod when it happened too, because that fish is going to swim around and it'll go everywhere. And if you've got any other rods out, you can actually pull on it some and get it to kind of change directions.
Yeah.
But she actually got to witness. This is what she said exactly. Something's happening. She seen that. She seen that striper swirl around that balloon,
Yeah.
and it killed that skipjack. And I'm talking a skipjack that was probably, I don't know, 15 inches long, maybe 18 inches.
Right.
And he killed it and then come back and engulfed it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was crazy, though. If you get to witness that,
like northern and musky.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But just like with a big bobber, actually, I'm not liking store-bought bobbers. I'm thinking I'm gonna try and rig up bottles, empty bottles, to use as bobbers from now on. This is a new tactic I'm thinking about trying. I think that would work really well to use a bottle as a float instead of the store-bought bobbers, because those things always break on me and I'm tired of it. So I think I might just start using bottles.
You might as well. I mean,
right?
You know.
But yeah, I'll just take a live
bottles everywhere.
Put it on a big hook.
There's bottles everywhere.
Yeah.
If you can attach it to it good somehow. They've got that little lip that goes around them.
You know, this little part right here.
Yeah, that lip.
Yeah, I'm thinking I can just get a swivel hooked in under that and then hook the swivel to a steel leader. You gotta use a steel leader for musky and northern anyway. And I use like a 24 steel leader. So I could just snap it right to the top of that steel leader, and then I got 24 inches of steel leader below my bobber. You know what I mean? I think it'll work great.
Yeah.
I think it'll work real good.
Take your little hot piece of something and put your hole right at that lip.
Well, no, see the plastic thing under here?
Yeah, you're talking about the ring. Yeah, I see what you're talking about, that ring.
And that'd probably hold it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would hold it.
It breaks. It's a bottle. Who gives a crap?
Yeah.
You know?
True.
Ain't like there aren't a million of them in the river already anyway.
Yeah, you'll find them floating down the river constantly.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's basically natural habitat at this point. The fish won't think anything of it.
No, that's a fact.
You got any fishing superstitions or like good luck charms or anything like that?
But don't never take a banana with you. I don't care what anybody says. Don't take a banana with you.
I've heard that from a lot of ocean fishermen, actually.
If nothing else, if you don't catch nothing, you got a banana with you, you got something to blame it on.
That's true.
I don't care how many people dismiss that. No bananas.
No bananas.
I've actually, we was fishing a Cabela's king cat tournament, and so what I done was I went by the grocery store and got a thing of bananas, and during the captain's meeting,
yeah,
I went out and I stuck a banana in everybody's boat.
I love it.
The ones I knew anyway.
Yeah. Oh, hell, I'd have just done it that way. Fuck it.
And around here, everybody knows about everybody, and you've got everybody's phone number, or you can hit them up on Messenger or whatever. So I was calling around and I said, how's the bite? He said, we ain't catching nothing. I said, you find that banana in your boat yet? That'd be madder than crap.
I love it. Man. You're a good time.
Or during a tournament, if you want to really mess with everybody else, and you got to be careful because some of the tournaments, they used to anyway, they're not as bad about it anymore. You used to not be able to post nothing or communicate with other anglers.
Right.
But what we'll do, especially on local tournaments, is go back and look through your pictures, find you a big catfish in the live well or something, and post it. And it kind of it's kind of weird because if you're not on a super big lake or river, you know, I always call it a lake because, I mean, it's Tennessee River, but.
Right.
All of a sudden, after you post it, you'll see boats starting to go. Whew. Everybody starts moving because they done sat there and they're thinking, we've got to go catch fish. We got to move.
Oh, okay. I see.
And it makes them second guess what they're doing and actually gives you an advantage if, well, you probably ain't caught nothing anyway, but You know, it's always fun.
You're out there playing mind games in those tournaments. I thought you said you were no BS, man.
Well, we got to play with each other. That's like this one guy I know. We're real good friends, and about the only thing we communicate with is he'll send me a bird every once in a while, and I'll send him one back.
Okay, all right.
You know, unless it's just something we're going to talk about and he holler at each other. But at least we know each other's there and still doing good.
Right, right. Is there like a dream fish that you haven't caught yet that you'd like to go catch someday? Whether that be traveling to somewhere to catch it or
We've actually got them here, and I
okay.
never fished for them. A muskie.
Oh, you got muskie there?
Yes, we
Muskies
do
are
have muskie.
official fish in Wisconsin.
Yeah, we've got muskies in the Clinch River, and I
Yeah.
don't never go fish for them though, because
They're
I
big.
catfish too much. But and I think it's actually a. I would say it's a time consuming, but catfish is too. But you know,
Muskies more.
yeah,
Muskies.
I would think it is too.
I give them a crack. Now I've had an unusual year this spring anyway. I've lost 3 of them, and I mean I'm lucky if I get one muskie a year, honestly. And
Right?
we've even got some lakes close by, about an hour away, where they stock the dang things, and they're just I don't know, they're hard to catch. But I don't use lures either. Imagine if I went out there and tossed those musky
Right?
lures religiously every day, 1,000 times. They call them the fish at 10,000 casts, right? So I guess if I went
Yeah.
out and casted a lure 10,000 times, I might catch one. Man, it's a lot of work. I like to
Yeah, I
bait and
mean,
wait.
it that would be that would be an awesome birthday trip there.
There you go. Come on up. Come on up. I'll take you. I'll take you to the stock musky lakes and let you throw a lure 10,000 times. See if you get one.
We
I can't.
actually may here pretty soon. Here pretty soon, me and Cindy may actually start trying to do some traveling, and um, my dog keeps me closer more than anything
Yeah. Yeah. I
because
get.
it's he's getting older, and my brother he's kind of poor health. My older brother is, and now sometimes if I can get him to come and feed him and stuff, then we can stay going a while. But for long trips or something or another, it's just kind of like, you know. He's around here somewhere. I don't know where he's at. Hey, Chevy, come here.
I brought my
I
dog
don't know where he's at.
in Tennessee when I came. He was down there. He was at my mom's house. And I
Chevy's
got a
probably around there on the porch where it's dry.
right. Is he a big dog? A little dog?
He's about 125 pounds.
That's a good dog right there. That's my kind of dog. Like that.
He's a big boy. He's fat more than anything, but he's a real good dog. Though I think he knows exactly what I'm talking about all the time.
They do. They do.
Yeah, and they say if they got a big knot on their head, they're smart. Well, he's got
Hmm.
that big knot, and he's pretty smart. So I
Okay.
come around here earlier, and he done killed a lizard around here. He's playing with it, and I told him to leave it alone. He looked at me like, "Why? It's mine."
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, yeah, we're going to uh try to do some traveling.
Well, I tell you what, if you do decide to come to Wisconsin, I'm sure there's a lot cooler places to go than Wisconsin. But if you do decide to come, I own a chunk of land, a forested land you can camp out on if you want to for free.
Right?
I pay for a hotel, and that's that spot. My land is about 20 minutes from a spot where you can catch like 150-pound plus sturgeon, and
That would be awesome.
it's about a half hour to 45 minutes to there's these 2 lakes in the capital, Wisconsin and Madison, Wisconsin, where they stock muskie, and so there's a lot of trophy muskie in there. And I got a boat. I'll take you out on the lakes. We'll
Right?
give her. I can't promise you a muskie, I can promise you sturgeon. I know for a fact I can get you on sturgeon. I can get you on 100-pound sturgeon, no problem.
Hey, 100-pound sturgeon would be a nice spot.
Oh
Now.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you kind of already told us one unbelievable, crazy fishing story about your mom and sister jumping in and not swimming. You got any more? Well, you kind of told us a couple.
I've actually got a few. Actually,
Let's go.
now I've seen people. Actually, that same day that I caught that 93-pounder, I actually caught one that had a walleye stuck in its throat. And I mean a huge walleye. It was but I went to pull it out of his throat. Of course, he
Yeah.
was still eating. He didn't care he had that walleye in his throat.
Yep.
Beats me. But half of it was like rotten. It was crazy. The part that was in his stomach.
Oh my god.
But there's another one. I actually caught a blue that was probably only, I don't know, about that big. I didn't know I'd caught it. And I'll tell you where I was at. I was down on Watts Bar at Caney Creek. And I had the rod on the clicker and it probably pulled off a foot or two of line. And I figured, well, it wasn't just something tasting it. And about 5-10 minutes later, that rod starts screaming. And I pull it in, and apparently that little blue cat had got hooked. But there was like a 35-pound flathead that wanted him.
Well, sure.
And whenever he tried to eat that blue that was hooked, I guess the hook part that was coming out,
yeah,
hooked the flathead, and the little blue slid up the line. It was crazy. I was like, what the crap's going on when I got it in? But that's exactly what happened.
Okay.
It was crazy.
I can't remember who it was. I feel like someone else had a very similar story of like caught one fish and the hook came through that fish's lip and another fish tried to eat it and then the hook went into that fish's lip. I think that's the second time I've heard that story, but from a different person now. So this happened.
I couldn't figure it out at first, but then I got to thinking about it. Well, if the hook end was sticking out and it did hook, he tried to eat it, it actually hooked him.
Right.
But yeah, I was tripping out. I was like, what the crap? Because you got this little blue cat on the line.
Yeah.
And then the big cat, the flathead on the hook.
Wow. That's crazy. That qualifies. That is an unbelievable, crazy fishing story.
It's crazy, stupid stuff. It's weird.
I love it. Do you have any pet fish or aquariums?
I've got a 50-gallon aquarium.
Okay.
And I started out, actually, I used to have quite a few fish. I had like a couple of 10-gallon aquariums and some bigger fish in the 50-gallon aquarium. But I started out with like 6 guppies. And I'm telling you now, these guppies have lasted longer than any, and I guess the original ones died and everything, but there's probably 300 guppies in that 50-gallon tank now. They will not die. I think they have babies faster than they die 10 times.
Yeah. Yep.
It's crazy. I've actually had bluegill in there. I've had shiners in there. I actually had one little flathead in there. And I don't know what happened. Huh?
How did the flathead not eat every single guppy?
Well, we fed him worms. But
it's like not interested.
Needless to say, I had the bluegill and the flathead in there at the same time. So,
did flathead eat bluegill?
I think he ate a couple of them.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure what happened to him exactly. I don't know if it was the environment, maybe. But I came back one day and I don't know if I don't know. I'm still wondering if if him eating the guppies may have killed him. I don't know.
I don't know about
I
that.
don't know. Something killed him, but it only took like a day to do it because he was fine the day before, and something killed him. Maybe he ate a bluegill and it got stuck or something. I don't know.
Maybe there wasn't enough aeration. I mean, how
That's
big was the
possible.
plant?
Oh, he was probably about that big. He
In
wasn't long,
55
about a foot long.
So he couldn't turn. He couldn't
Yeah, he
turn.
could turn.
He could turn? Because a
Yeah, he
50
could turn.
gallon is only about 18 inches wide.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He was probably only 12 to 14
Okay, all right.
inches. So,
It was a
but
tight drink,
I don't know what happened to him. It was kind of sad that he died, though. I wished I hadn't even kept him.
right? Well, now you got to get a
But
200-gallon tank.
no, I'm not neither. I'm just wish the stupid guppies would die so I would get rid of the tank.
Oh, okay. You don't like having
But they won't die. I don't even buy these stupid things fish food anymore. I will take a couple of dry pieces of dog food and crush up and throw in the tank and they eat it.
You don't even have to feed them. They'll eat the algae that grows in the tank from the sunlight.
I believe it.
Yeah.
They will not die.
You stuck
I
the
figured,
guppy
well, they will
to
just die off, die of old age or something or another. No, they don't die.
No.
They just multiply is all they do.
Yep.
If anybody's out there and they want to get their kids something, get them guppies. And they'll have little bitty babies everywhere in the tank. And they will get big guppies and they'll multiply like you'll have 5 and then you'll have 50 and then you'll have 150, then 300 and you'll end up with more in the tank than, yeah. It's the best fish experiment ever.
Do you know anyone or have anyone in mind that you think would want to do this show, or you think would be really good for the show that I should try to reach out to and get on here?
Well, we suggested a bunch when Cindy was on there, so
Yeah, it's just a standard question I ask everyone. So if you just want to go with all the people Cindy had me write down,
yeah,
that's fine.
I mean, we probably named off a bunch of people, but
Yeah.
if I
Cindy
end up
did
running into anybody that would be really interesting, that would be awesome for them to get on here and talk and everything.
Yeah, it's a fun show. It doesn't get anywhere near the views that my like regular fishing show gets, but I just really enjoy doing it. I like connecting to the
Yeah.
other fishing of YouTube. I think it's good for the fishing community.
And we get to learn how to do sinkers.
That's right. Take on it.
You take your rod and you stick it in the hole. See? Like that.
That's how you do it right there.
You find a hole. Where'd the hole go? There it goes. Then we pour the liquid in it.
Yeah, that's right. Good
I
hangout.
actually started to blow up another watermelon, but
Travis is obsessed with snails, says Barbie in Oregon. Are you obsessed with snails, Travis?
man, I'm gonna tell you what. These
All right,
snails.
buckle up.
We've got snail mail. Okay, I'm gonna tell you about the snails. I know Cindy brought it up. She said I had snails. I seen her do it. I figured, okay. I was down to Clinch River. All this little grassy stuff that it's almost like vines. It's got little leaves on it. It comes up in the water.
Yeah.
I figured I'm gonna take some of that home and
Yep.
throw in my fish tank. Maybe it'll grow.
That's how it starts.
Well, it did. It didn't grow.
No. It died.
And all these guppies, when I put it in there, I thought they was eating it. I mean, they're just munching down on this grass.
Sure.
And yeah, well, about a week later, I start seeing little spots all in the fish tank.
Little translucent, almost yellow
Just
spots.
little spots. And I'm thinking, what is that? and I got to looking closer. There's snails all in my fish tank.
Yep. And there always will be now too.
Yeah, forever and ever because they're still there. I don't care if you empty the fish tank. I've drained the fish tank
Yep.
and everything. They will still be there. I think they're in the filter and everywhere.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. But yeah, they what was on them on that grass was all their eggs apparently, and the guppies was eating them, but they didn't
Yep.
eat them all.
No. They're like the guppies, but worse. Like,
Yeah,
and you
they're
know what's crazy
everywhere.
about snails? It only takes one snail. They can impregnate themselves. They have both sex organs. They can change from male to female if they want, and they can impregnate themselves. So it only takes one snail, and next year you got 1,000 snails. All it
Well,
takes.
we're just glad some people can't do that.
You're right.
I see you down there, snail mail.
All right, now we're going to turn it over to the chat. If the chat's got any questions for Travis / no
Here we
BS,
go.
let's see what you guys got for him.
And nobody's got nothing to ask.
Drill and Chill had one laid up here for a while that I'd never asked. You guys, if you guys could fish with a historical figure, who would it be and where would you fish?
That's a good question. I'll tell you where I would like to fish. And I know Cindy said she wasn't going to say it, but for some reason, I like the fish that's got teeth. And we know where that's at, the Amazon.
Okay.
Now, if I could fish anywhere, which will probably never happen, you never know though, but fishing the Amazon would be the best ever, I think, because there's so many different species of fish in there, and
Yep.
probably about 99% of them's got teeth, and
Mhm.
that's going to make them harder to catch.
For
And the
sure.
fight always being in that Amazon River.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's less pressure. Those fish don't get much pressure. You know what I mean?
No.
Well, the ones that do, the local tribes just eat them. So, yeah.
Right. But I think that would be the ultimate fishing trip right there on the Amazon.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm
now
with you
I have
there.
to say the ocean with the tuna fish, the big
I'm
tuna.
scared of the ocean. That's too much for me.
Now I would like the
I
ocean. If I get
I
a
don't trust
chance,
it.
I'm going to see Hitch,
Okay.
and I'm getting on his boat, and we're going to catch some big fish. I don't care if it's a shark. We're going to go out there and catch some fish. If we have to take some whole chickens out there and throw in the ocean to catch some sharks, we're going to go catch some big fish.
Fun. I'd do it, but I want to do it from shore. I don't
It-
want to get out in a boat and get to a spot where I don't see any more land. I've seen too many documentaries and I'm scared. All right, so Drill and Chill's got another question here. Favorite way to eat fish, recipe, and best fish you've ever had. Talking about eating.
Probably the best fish. Walleye is excellent.
Yeah, it really is. It's hard.
Walleye is excellent fish. Usually I don't go walleye fishing. There's a couple of buddies of mine that they do quite a bit of walleye fishing, and I could probably go catch some sometime or another. Whenever they hit good.
Yeah.
But white bass and crappie, that would be the ones that I would cook more than anything. Because Mama, she loves some crappie, and Mom does too. So anytime I get a mess of crappie or whatever, I will actually leave them in the refrigerator after I fillet them overnight in salt water, and then cook them the next day. And how I cook them is I will take and make me an egg wash with eggs, just egg
Okay.
wash,
All right.
Put them in it. Then take and put a little bit of seasoning salt. That Lowry seasoning salt.
Oh, Lori's is good.
And you can put it into eggs or you can put it in the flour. And I just put it in the flour, put about a ½ inch of oil in my skillet.
Yep.
And I will fry it to a golden. And then it's off to moms and mamas because they get the crappie and stuff first.
Sounds excellent, man.
And they love it.
All right. Cindy wants to know, who was your best girlfriend ever?
My best girlfriend ever.
Yeah. The one
I
that
don't
did
know. She was talking about some Trevor guy earlier, so I don't even know if I'll answer that.
Here we go. Buckle up.
Cindy is awesome.
Yeah.
She will stick it out. She will get cold at the lake a lot of times. Now here's when Cindy gets tired and she's ready to go, whether you know it or not. And you'll see her do it a lot of times, and sometimes she'll get through it. But if Cindy leaves the camera and you see her start walking around, she's getting tired.
Okay.
Yeah, if you see her start walking around, she's
That's
getting
usually the time
tired
to
or
put it up.
cold.
Okay.
Yeah, cold or tired. Now she'll get over it sometimes and get back woke up, but
Sure.
a lot of times you'll see that right before we leave. But it's like last night we stayed until 3:30 in the morning. And then we had a 2-hour drive home, so you know. But we caught fish, so that was the main thing.
Right on.
But Cindy's the best, though. She will stick right there with me and she'll follow me about anywhere. And if it half kills her, she'll try to get there anyway.
You guys are a great couple. You guys are who I've been loving your channel for quite a long minute now. I've been a pretty big fan of you guys. And yeah, it all works, man. The fishing, the talking, the hollering, the happy birthdays, all of it. The
Yeah.
watermelon.
I mean,
The watermelon.
Yeah, I was going to do another watermelon, but I was figuring, well, I'd have to get all the stuff out, and I was
watermelon. Do one of those little designer small ones. See if you can do less rubber bands. Because it did look like a lot.
We counted them. It was almost 400.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was almost 400, 390 something. We actually had to work them out.
Were your forearms aching the next day, stretched out that many daggone rubber bands?
Nah, it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that
You
bad?
need to do it. You need to do it. You got to do it, Fishy. Do it on your boat.
Do what now?
Do it on your boat.
Oh, hell no.
Come on, Fishy.
Set my boat up. I don't want to clean watermelon out of my boat.
You got to do it. You got to do it.
All right. If you say so, I'll do it. My God.
Just do it. You got to experience that once anyway.
I get all.
I seen them trying to do it on YouTube, and I was like, I never did sit there and watch it blow up.
Oh, really?
No, I keep seeing them putting rubber bands on this watermelon. I never did pay that much attention. I figured I'd just go on. And I was thinking, I seen them watermelons over at Walmart right now, and I was like, I'm gonna get one of them. We're gonna blow that sucker up for her birthday.
You did it.
I didn't know it was gonna take 400 rubber bands though.
You could have Googled it. But no, that was
luckily I got the second pack of rubber bands because we went through that one pack.
Yeah, oh yeah. I think I could have swore you went to a third pack because didn't you end up getting the thicker rubber bands toward the end there?
That was the second pack, yeah.
The second pack? Okay.
Yeah, that was the second pack. Because I was thinking if it holds all that first pack and it was like I think a ½ pound or something or another, I forget.
Fishing with JBT says doing with a gallon of milk next time. Oh my God.
That's not a bad idea.
Right.
That could get interesting there. A gallon of milk. Can
Oh
you
my god!
imagine how that sucker would go?
I would think the top would just pop off, and it would be like a straight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I think would happen. I don't think it would explode like the watermelon.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I wonder how high it go though.
That'd be
That's not
interesting.
a bad idea. I like
Or
that idea.
or a 2 liter of soda. That might be a little better on account of like I don't know, like because it's symmetrical. It's more symmetrical than a milk gallon.
Right.
And I mean, you could even add fuel to the fire. You could walk over it. Like every time you put like say 50 rubber bands on it, walk over and shake it up real good and start putting more rubber bands on it. That'd be wild. I don't know.
I think me and Ottercat figured out the Mentos and the Coke one though.
Okay.
You take tape, you take the lid off, and you take tape and put the Mentos on them, and
Okay.
you put it down in there just right before it touches the Coke, and then put the lid back on it.
Okay.
And then you turn it upside down, shake it up, and you slam it down lid first, and it will shoot in the air. We're going to do that one still.
Okay.
We're saving that one for Ottercat comes back out.
There you go. Do you want to do any channel shout outs? You got any merch you want to promote? Anything upcoming lives or any promotions you want to do?
Well, we have. Did you? We had some older people or that was in the channel at first on Cindy's, and we
Yeah.
had an awesome live the other night. It was so much fun. I thought we was all going to die from laughing.
Oh man, I
But
missed it.
hopefully we will get some more of the people in there that get all the laughs and stuff going on because it's so much fun. Uh, I mean, some people probably hate us for it, making fun and having fun. You always have haters, but we don't
Well,
care. We're going to have fun. Just subscribe to Cindy, and we've got summer coming up, which is here, I say anyway. She thinks it's still winter, I think, but but we're
wait, last
on.
karaoke night. What? I
Oh,
missed
she
that.
was doing karaoke last night.
Oh my
They was
goodness.
naming songs and she was singing songs.
What? And I missed this?
Yeah, at 2 o'clock in the morning, she's singing songs on the river.
Oh my god. I
And
think
did you know a Dodge Ram truck will
yes.
not go in gear? And if you do get it in gear, it will not go nowhere if the door is not shut all the way.
I did not know that.
Well, we seen that last night firsthand at the boat ramp. The one that didn't own the truck, I guess the one that owned the truck was in the boat putting it on. And that truck would not go nowhere because the door was not shut all the way.
Huh.
It actually sounded like the transmission had dropped first gear and the transmission was out. Weirdest thing I ever seen. I
right,
never knew nothing about that.
Drill and Chill's got another question.
Uh-oh.
What's on your playlist when you open your music app? What songs come out?
I don't have one, but it would be probably Def Leppard, stuff like
Okay.
that. The
Right
big
on.
hair bands, I like them. I like a lot of 70s music.
Yeah, me too. Actually.
Yeah,
And Skinner and
stuff like that. I like some country, but I think from when we was young till now, they've actually made some rock and roll. I think it's country now.
yeah.
It's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I've been making a lot of music and I've been kind of merging genres. I've been merging like rock and roll, country, and there's a certain type of rap called is it trap music, where they repeat the hook sort of in the rap songs a lot. So I've been merging those types of music all together to make sort of a really interesting new sound, I think.
Right. The I don't know. I mean, there's some of the. I guess there's some new music now. Cindy, she she can go from country all the way from this end to this end.
Yeah.
It amazes me sometimes that she's so versatile on music. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I like every genre except polka. I could never quite get into polka for some reason.
I
But
don't even know what polka is.
I really couldn't explain it to you either. It's just like
Is that like Pookie?
no, it's not like Pookie. Speaking of that, you know who I haven't seen here is Caden, but that's all
Where
right.
is Caden? He's probably in the bathtub unwrapping a reel.
I mean, every live he's in, he's announcing that hey guys, guess what? You want to hear something? I got a new rod and reel, but bless his heart, he sure does donate some money, don't he?
Yeah, he'll donate money. That's for sure. He will.
Yeah. So I
Have you
tell him,
ever
I'm the number one
watched
person.
his Have you ever watched his videos or his
I
shorts?
have, I have, yeah.
I seen a video of him walking in his bathroom, in his bathroom sink. There was reels everywhere on it. I am not joking. There was reels everywhere.
Oh,
He's
Caden
got an
was depressed
obsession.
today. Everyone show him some love. Y'all go to after this live, go to Caden's channel and drop some nice comments on him. Guess he's depressed, and you know what?
He's depressed.
That's what Cindy's saying,
Well, that's not good. He don't need to be depressed.
right?
He's a good kid, actually. I think
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course he is. He had a post. Oh no.
he had a post.
Yeah, a post about him being depressed. Oh, look
He's
at
a good
that.
kid.
There we go. Nightbot likes Caden. Nightbot said, "Who's your pookie?"
Yeah,
Caden Fair Gamer Scott. You drop him a sub. Look at that. Look at that. My God. My wife, I
there
don't
you
know how
go.
she programs Nightbot to do all these things, but it just blows my mind. Well, I mean, that's it. That's the show. You've answered all my questions. Unless anyone else has got any questions for you. You want to
What
do
kind of
any?
fingers do you use?
What kind of fingers or
Fingers?
sinker?
Well, I mean, I hope you got the same fingers everybody else does, but what kind of sinkers do you actually use?
You know what? Give me a minute and I'll go get one and show you because they're definitely different than what most people use. I got some weird sinkers. I'll show you. Give me a minute. We're entertain chat for a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay. Everybody give us a woo! Let's wake up the neighbors. They'll be thinking, what the hell's going on over there? Happy birthday! Woo! Hey, I got an echo that time. I don't care about my neighbors. They can love me or not love me. What am I what? What am I singing about? I don't know. Or thinking about. I'm thinking about a sinker. What on, Lucifer? Double A, AJ, Sydney, Brown. Welcome back, Brian. Jess. Oh, it's Brian and Jess. What was your favorite cat you have owned? A cat? Man, I've owned some cats now. And my favorite cat was the one that would sit on the cheer arm, and every time you would come by, that cat would swipe the crap out of you. And of course, I made it mean like that, but And believe it or not, my dog didn't bother my cats that much, especially this one I got here.
All right, so these things, they're different. They're not technically like a fishing sinker.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like curtain weights. So you
Yeah.
know the dangle on the ends of your curtains, but they're like rubber coated, so they
Mm-hmm.
don't tear the line up at all. And then this
Right.
thing really has some bend in it, some swivel. So if it gets jammed into some rocks or whatever, it can kind of wiggle its way right out. You just kind of pull it back and forth and tugs, it bounces. It doesn't get caught on things nearly as much as other sinkers. Doesn't cut my braid. I really love these, and I just do it real simply. I mean, you can already see this one I had to cut because I don't remember why, but anyway. So I just, yeah, I'll literally just tie it to the line. Pretend like this is going to the pole, and then the
Right.
extra thing, I'll tie that straight to the hook, and I'll just let that bounce around and dangle with either a live bluegill or a piece of cut bait on there. And that's how I catch all my cats.
Hmm.
That's
That's
it.
cool. That
Yeah,
would make actually a real good bumping sinker.
yeah, yeah. It's good for that
Yeah.
too. Yep.
The rubber might make it bounce more.
It does. It does. It bounces real nice.
Maybe we should come up with one with a spring on the bottom.
Yeah. Well, so in my mind, the perfect would be is if this was double ended, right? So if I had this on
Yeah.
the other side of that and it was rubber coated like that, that would be the perfect sinker, in my opinion. I'd like to be able to just tie off here and then put like a swivel on the other side with a hook or a leader coming off. You know what I mean? That would be the perfect
I wonder
sinker.
if you could put what is it, the shrink stuff on them?
Shrink wrap?
If you put that like we was talking about on something like this,
Yeah.
and you put the cable through it,
Yeah.
and then you put the shrink, you use it a heat gun on it.
Well, I mean, it is metal inside here. It's just rubber coated.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you could dip it.
Yeah. Another thing I thought about is, just using lead sinkers, but taking that rubber coating spray and just spray rubber coating around a lead sinker. I think it would
That
be
would work.
I think that would be a helpful thing to do. But what's the cost of all that? I don't know.
Yeah, that's
How much
true.
you end up spending.
How much do you actually want to? How much time do you want to put into it? Is the
Right.
question
Right. Right.
for you to
But
break it
I
off
mean,
into the
you're
length.
going through the work of making your old lead sinkers in the first place. It's just one
Yeah,
more step. Spray them down with rubber. You know what I mean?
that's
'Cause
true.
now, do you use braided line or do you use mono?
I use braided line on my skipjack rods.
Yeah.
Uh, about 20-pound test because we
It's
usually run three flies or two flies and a Foley spoon.
so with your lead sinkers, do they ever rub against the braid and start to fray it eventually? And so you got to clip the line and start over again. You know, pull it down a couple feet.
Well, what we usually use, and I'll tell you something that you might want to look into is they've got inline sinkers.
Okay.
And that's what we usually use on our skipjack rods, and it's exactly what you're talking about, except they're a lot they're a lot thinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Kind of similar to like pencil
they've
weight
got a
almost.
thing on each. Huh?
Similar to a pencil weight.
Yeah, kind of. I guess you would say. I'm trying to think. I don't take for instance a quarter inch stick about that long.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you've got that eyelet on each end and the ends are narrowed down all the way to that eyelet.
Yeah. That's exactly what I want. I found so my wife made me take her to this like Asian store in Chicago just because she wanted to see it. And they actually had fishing weights like that. But they were I think the fish in like Japan are kind of small or something because they were not
Hmm.
very strong. Like I knew if I had a decent catfish, it was going to bust that weight. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. But the inline sinkers, you can look up inline sinkers on Amazon or whatever,
All right, I'm gonna
and
pull it
you'll
up.
see what I'm talking about.
Inline sinkers.
Now I don't know if that swivel goes all the way through them or not,
Oh yeah, there they are.
but we use them above our flies and stuff, and we can take a 20-pound braid, and I mean we can get some real good distance on a skipjack rod, especially when they're out real far.
Always look like they're not really very strong though.
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if they would be good for catfish or not. I don't know if they go all the way through. You might want to look and see if you can find some that are
these ones look good,
rated.
right?
Most of them have a rating on them.
So the CWSDXM through wire inline torpedo stinkers, lead double ringed. Those look pretty good.
What happens when you don't wax it?
Oh, these trolling torpedo fishing sinkers. Those look pretty sturdy. The ones for
there
trolling.
You go.
I bet those are really good. But that's only a half ounce. I need to find it in like at least 4 ounces. You know. Yeah, that would be just about exactly what there. Yeah, I just need to get used to using the internet more because it's out there. I'm just always trying to go to stores and find stuff that I can't find in stores. Meanwhile, it's all here on the internet.
That's what happens when you don't wax your stick.
Oh no, you gotta wax the stick, guys. Come on.
Got it out though. It bent it a little bit. Well, Fishy, it's been a good night. We got a few more thinkers.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure and an honor.
And everybody, tell somebody happy birthday. And if it's not the birthday, you either confused them or missed their birthday. And
Either
everybody
way,
give us a woo! Happy birthday!
Thank you so much. I'll catch y'all later. Thank you, Travis. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Have a good one.